Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, April 14th, the day before tax deadline. Hopefully, everyone's got their taxes done or you get file an extension. Tomorrow is the deadline, but thanks for hopping on today. We'll be going over some great stuff for anyone who's new to Boost, kind of gives you the ABCs so you are ready to be successful and get up there and selling. This is an interactive time for you guys, so please stop me at any point if you guys have any questions. Really want to make sure that we make this as beneficial for you guys, and I want to keep it in that half an hour time frame as well. So with that said, let me go ahead and share my screen, and we will go ahead and get started. All right, and if you guys can let me know if you can see my screen here.
We've got it.
I don't see it. It's
All right,
just lagging. Okay, there we go.
Got it? All right. So you guys, my name is Adam Pederson. We're going to try to have these kind of trainings for new reps on a more frequent basis. Try to do them, every other week. We'll give that a cadence to see how that works out. And if you guys are in need of more, we'll do more. If you're in need of less, we'll tweak it. So I want to really thank you guys all for hopping on today and let you know that we're here to help, right? So any of you guys who are selling Boost, you're going to have a couple people's jobs who really are just to help you be as successful as possible. All of us here at DCI, we're here to help you guys hit your goals and help you make that cash money. That's what we're here for. Same for your Boost reps. You're going to have Boost mobile reps visit your stores that are going to have very similar messages to what we have, right? We're very much aligned on driving the same metrics and measurables, which at the end of the day makes the best experience for our customers and for our dealers. So with that said, there's some important numbers for you guys to know. There's dealer care, your ePay support, your Elevate support. I have these main numbers on this slide. Anyone who, if you happen to be someone who's new to Boost altogether as a new rep, then these slides are very great for you. We'll have this deck available. You can reach out to your DCI account manager. They can send you a copy of this deck. But I'd recommend printing this page out. And this is also in your welcome email. If you happen to be a newer door, we're starting to send this out in our welcome emails. But if you're just a new rep and you need this information, print this out because this is going to have a lot of your key numbers that you're going to call on a daily basis. And then you can just add in whoever your specific DCI account executive has to be, add their number in, and your Boost rep as well. You see for us at DCI, we have a few people's names listed for you. We have a Maria, and she does our accounting. She is taking care of all your guys' orders. So anytime you guys have any questions as far as devices you're ordering, Maria is there for you and her team. When it comes to ePay, we have Moon. Moon Samra is in charge of everything ePay. So if you guys have an ePay question, you get stuck, you can reach out to our headquarters. They can transfer you to Moon. He'll get you squared away. And if it's anything on marketing, like we have a dealer right now just opening up a new store in Jacksonville, Illinois, for example, and they're reaching out to Edgar, hey, we're brand new in this market. We'd like to help with some direct mailers. Can DCI help? And kind of do a mix where the DCI pitches in, the dealer pitches in, and we make something work. Those are things that we can do for you guys. We want to make sure you are aware. In case you want to do that at your store, you have to ask, right? You ask us and we can put something together. Also, notice on here the number for Xfinity Prepaid. If you're a Boost dealer and you're in a market that sells Xfinity Prepaid, congratulations, you are automatically approved to sell Xfinity Prepaid. So that number is on here for you guys as well. Now, before I move on, I want to talk about M-Learning. Is there anyone on this call who has taken the official Boost Mobile training classes that are out there online? If you're on mute, you might hit *6. And if you haven't taken those, not a big deal. Okay.
Do you mean like Boost U?
Sorry.
Yeah, they are in Boost U. Boost U actually has like 14 training classes. I'm giving you a very high level overview right now, kind of the training stuff, but they actually have self-paced like 14 different classes. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that or seen that yet.
Yeah, I've done them.
Okay. Okay. So any new hire, I would say you want to do those ASAP. So if you've done them already, congratulations. That's fantastic. Angel, what were your takeaways? Because that is new content. They just rolled that out within the last couple of months. What was your takeaway from that, Angel? Was you find it beneficial? Did you learn a lot from it, or what was your overall feedback?
I did find it very beneficial. It was also a lot to digest, especially considering I was also doing it in between customers. So it was a lot to digest, and it was very beneficial.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, and so that's one of the kind of the nice things and the challenges, right? For you guys being in the store, got customers coming in and out. That is kind of one of the pieces on that is kind of nice that you can self-pace it, right? You kind of start and stop at your own pace, and you can't like jump ahead. You can't jump straight into module 6 without completing modules 1 through 5 first. So let me just show you what that looks like real quick so you guys are aware. And it's definitely kind of a homework assignment I would give you guys. If you have not completed those, please make sure you get those all completed. Let me show you what that looks like now. So when you go into your Elevate Web. On Elevate Web, you'll see in the corner where you have options for Boost University. It'll be one of the tags there for you. When you pull up Boost University or mLearning, which I do have a link in the deck, it'll pull up a screen that looks like this, and you'll see Advocate Central, and you see it basically. I'm going to slide this. I have a touch screen. You can't see my fingers touching the computer there, but look in that top right corner where you'll see like Boost Family Guard 320. Coach Prime Razor, and you see that it tells you these classes that are out there. You actually have to scroll over. If you see here that these dots, there's these 3 dots here. If you scroll over to the second set of leads, this is going to give you great training on stuff like Elevate, a whole 15 minutes on Elevate Part 1, a whole 15 minutes on Elevate Part 2. And then you go next over, and that's where you're going to see new hire Boost Mobile Foundations. So you can see there's 13 different classes on here that all of you guys should be taking. Really, ideally, although it's not an ideal world, I know we're all thrown in the fire. Ideally, you like to have these all taken before you start selling, right? But we are adaptable in the wireless industry, so we all work with what we got to do. So if you go in here, you can kind of see all the classes. And I tried to jump right into kind of their greet, which is their sales method, but it won't let me jump to it. You have to complete them in order. So I'll be taking these with you guys and breaking these down as well. But these are new that are out here, and wanted to make sure that you guys have seen all of these. You see, there's 13 courses for you guys to take. So I definitely recommend you going through all of these, because just like the feedback that we just got is, man, it was a lot and it was overwhelming. That's what makes it a challenge, right? And that's what makes these training calls is a challenge, because it's a half an hour. So how can I give you the keys of the information without overloading you? And this is one of the keys. I'm giving you the keys right here. Make sure you take these classes. I just showed you where to find them. It's 13 self-paced classes that you guys can take that will give you everything you need to know. It'll dive more in depth than what I covered today, as far as the plans, as far as the tools, handling objections, closing the sale. Tons and tons of great stuff in here for you. And what I'm probably going to do is break all of these down into chunks, into 30-minute chunks, and I'll present on these on future DCI training calls. So please make sure you hop on these every single time we have a call.
Now, I do have some good news for the multi-carrier store employees, which is that there is a shorter version of that training course specifically for the AR multi-carrier doors. So unfortunately, anyone who works at the exclusive stores, you do have to take that longer version.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Julia. And so you can see here what the side, I'll go back into slideshow view, but just wanted to kind of have this pulled here. So you can see there is a hyperlink where you can go directly to that. But again, you don't have to go directly to it via this hyperlink. You can get there in your guided sales flow. You'll see Boost University or Boost U. That's going to take you to that same spot. So it'll be in this deck. If you want to copy the deck, the hyperlink is active, or you can access it through your store's computer as well. So that Boost University, that's going to be your instruction manual. And also on that site, when you go in there, you'll have everything you need to know. It's kind of your one-stop shop. So that's why Elevate's so important. You guys signed up with Elevate and you're using that tool because it'll give you your options as far as that. But not only that, but your device pricing hot sheet, right? And that's also on, when you go into Elevate, you'll see device pricing hot sheet. So you can go to it the long way or go through your shortcut. But it's important for you guys to know exactly where it's at. So I want to show you that briefly as well. Okay, so when you're on there, you have the quick button that'll take you to your device hot sheet. I want to make sure that you guys know how to read that. So let me show you what your device hot sheet is going to look like. It's going to be under plans and offerings, device hot sheet. Okay, and you'll see the promotions decks are there too. The promotions decks on your main screen. Again, the look I'm giving you here is if you go to it via the web, but on Elevate, you'll have promotions deck as a hot linked button. Definitely click on that and go through it. It's got everything you need to know, and Boost promotions change all the time. Also has your device hot sheet. Very important that you are looking at this to know what to sell the phones for each individual customer. So taking an example of kind of looking at this device hot sheet, and let's just go, I'm trying to blow it up for you guys so you can see it a little better. Let's follow a line item like the iPhone 13, 128 gig, right? So it's going to tell you the SRP. So when you guys are ordering the devices, it tells you what price you're ordering the devices for. So an iPhone 13 would cost you $629.99. Then it gives you the information as far as what plans are required to get the promo pricing. So if you follow the iPhone 13 across how you read this chart, and I apologize if it's a little bit of an eye chart, but I promise you'll get used to it, and it is actually very handy once you kind of understand how these columns are. You'll see the poured in plan requirements. Can a customer get the iPhone 13 on a $40 plan or a $50 plan? No, they can't. That phone has to be on a $60 plan in order to get that port in pricing, which that port in pricing is $49.99. However, technically it's free after those bill credits, because remember, they will get those bill credits each month. Eventually, as long as they stay with Boost, they will get that for free. But that point, what they're going to pay in your store as a port-in will be $49.99. That bill credits thing is rare, so that's why it's got an asterisk by it. That's a one-off. Normally, you won't see that, but I wanted to cover it for this phone specifically because it is one of the biggest selling phones out there. Now, so we see it has to be on a $60 plan. That's very important. It would be $49.99 for a port-in. And if it's not a port-in, if it's just a new customer, they're going to be looking at $149.99 because you can see non-port-in pricing. You just follow the chart down, $149.99. Your upgrade pricing, same, you follow it down, $149.99. Now, what if the customer doesn't have an ID? Well, they can still get the phone, but that price goes way up. You see, the prices that I give you, it's always going to be assuming the customer has an ID because that's the way business is done. Customers who want prepaid in today's world, whether it's Cricket, Metro, Boost, they do now require IDs to eliminate fraud and make sure the customers are legit and they're not scamming you, which is going to cut into potential profits and that customer staying with you for months 2 and beyond. So it's a good thing. But if the customer did not have an ID, you can see it's $399.99. And then the price for device protection. Device protection is on here for each phone. It'll tell you how much the device protection would cost. And we always want to bundle device protection with our phones, especially an iPhone, because if that phone breaks, that phone that customer just got for you for $50, they want another one, they don't have device protection on there, guess what? $629.99. And you're not eligible to upgrade until 9 months. So if they have device protection on there, boom, I paid deductible, I got a phone the next day. I don't have device protection on there, it's going to cost me $629.99. What's that customer going to do? They're probably not going to stick with you. They're probably then going to go to another carrier. They're going to port their number away, and they're going to try to get another deal at somebody else. So that's why it's crucial that you guys put device protection on every customer's phone. And you know what? When you come to device protection, I have a prize I want to give away just briefly. I have for you guys, let me just pull up one. Don't want to show both of them. Oh, there we go. A pair of Ray-Bans for someone who can tell me the best way to pitch device protection to a customer. Anyone who's happened to sell it before. If you sold a line with device protection, what pitch are you using to sell device protection?
I can try.
All right, who is this?
This is Brecken.
All right. And what store are you from?
I'm in the Albion location.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining the call. And text me your store address to send the glasses to. I'll get them shipped your way or put it in the chat here. But go ahead. Tell me how you're putting device protection on there.
Okay, so how I would you want me to say it how I would pitch it to them?
Yes.
Okay, I would say, well, if there was any like issues or if there was a like you dropped your phone, dropped to that camera's cracked, and if you're having any other issues, got that Boost Protect, you're covered.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what I like to do, Brecken, is when I'm pitching it, I call it the assumption close. So when I'm talking to customers, I'll tell them unlimited talk, text, data plus protection for $58 a month or $62 per month, depending on what phone they have. But when you combine it and you guys say, hey, no problem, Mr. Customer, I got you unlimited talk, text, data plus protection. It's going to run you $58 a month. Sound good? And when you position your offers that way, customers are going to say, okay, deal. They're going to go with it, and they're going to keep it on their account because people love having their phone protected. They don't necessarily want to pay for insurance. So if that same customer that I just positioned as, all right, we can get you unlimited talk, text, data plus protection for $58 a month. Sound good? That same customer, if I were to go through the sales process and I'm doing my activation in front of the computer and I haven't talked about device protection, and I get to that screen, does the customer want to add insurance? It's $8. Do you want to add insurance to your plan? How much is that? It's $8 extra a month. No. Okay. Type away. That's what happens. I see it all the time. So yeah, the pitching it from the beginning is going to be so effective for you guys. So Brecken, thank you for your answer there. Yeah, send me or put it in the chat here your address and we'll get those Ray-Bans sent your way. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
All right, we got one more prize a little later on. So thank you guys for your feedback here. All right, let me get this slide bigger and we'll hop back into the presentation. Okay, so we showed you where that Hachi was, how you can learn that, where your promo decks are. So you can see all the promotion decks are there as well. Now, let's go back to the basics of Boost. What does Boost have to offer that other carriers don't? Or why is Boost so great, right? Well, Boost is the best value in wireless, especially for customers looking to switch carriers. The port-in offers that we have are better than anybody. Sometimes people who are new dealers will say, well, at a big box store, at a Best Buy, they can get this phone cheaper than the SRP. Well, sometimes that's true, but I can promise you this, people go into your store locations far more than they go into national retail locations. How do I know? We visited, we visited Boost stores, we visited national retail stores. I know numbers both of them. I see what those are like, right? So the Boost stores by far do way more than what national retail does. And national retail may have a better deal on a handset here or there, but you know what national retail doesn't have? Promo pricing, period. All right? They don't have promo pricing. You're paying outright every time. You guys have promo pricing, you get the phones for free, by far the best deals out there. And Boost is so great because you have coverage for every kind of customer pretty much out there. Let's say 99% of customers out there, because there's 3 different networks that the customers can go on. They can go on T-Mobile's network, they can go on AT&T's network, or they can go on Dish's network. The Dish's network is on the Rainbow SIM. Rainbow SIM is going to be majority of your activations for a couple of reasons. One, Dish owns the network, so it's the most profitable for them, right? Because if you go on a white network or black network, or you're using T-Mobile's towers or AT&T's towers, you're paying that company to use those towers. So think about it in terms of data. If you're using 35 gigs of data and you got to pay T-Mobile, let's say $1 per gig of data that the customer is using on a $50 rate plan, Boost as a whole is only making $15 profit. But if they own that network and they're selling a $50 rate plan, they're making all $50 of that profit. So you can see Dish's network is by far the network we want to put most customers on, and it has a huge advantage. Okay, this is not advertised, but it is true. You put a customer on a Rainbow SIM, if you do it yourself, I recommend do this yourself. Go on a Rainbow SIM. Use data on that. You're actually getting 100 gigs of high-speed data on the $50 rate plan on a Rainbow SIM. On a black SIM, they hit the caps, the 40 gig caps, they throttle at those to 2G speeds. The Rainbow SIM doesn't throttle until it gets to 100 gigs because Dish owns that network, and they built their network on data, like a giant pipe for data, and then voice is a secondary piece, whereas T-Mobile and AT&T are built on voice, data is a secondary piece. Dish has that huge advantage, which is why they can get so much data, and they don't advertise this to customers yet, But it is true. I've seen it firsthand. I want to make sure you're aware of it. So you might see customers on a Rainbow SIM having a better experience, and that's why. But if they're in an area that doesn't have Rainbow SIM, doesn't have Rainbow coverage, they have a Rainbow SIM, and they have AT&T coverage, you're in luck. If you need to, you can call customer care and have that Rainbow SIM set permanently on roaming, which will keep it on AT&T's network. That can be done. Otherwise, if you're in an area that's primarily T-Mobile, we have the white SIM, which will work on T-Mobile's network. And if you're in an area that's just AT&T, we have the black SIM, which works on AT&T's network. Now, the system's smart, and it will tell you what SIM card to go on based on the customer's address. So, with that being said, if you don't have 20 white SIMs, 20 black SIMs, 20 rainbow SIMs, because you can only order in multiples of 20 is the lowest you can get, strongly recommend you place those orders so you can take care of any customer walking in your store. Any questions on Dish's network or the SIMs before I move forward? Okay, let's talk rate plans. So rate plans, Boost is geared towards auto pay. You see your promotions out there that are advertising $50 unlimited. You see the commercials on TV that are advertising $50 unlimited. That's with auto pay. Auto pay means the customer has a debit or credit card that you sign them up with at point of activation, which they're going to want to do if they have a debit or credit card, because essentially it saves them $9 a month every month. Okay, that right there is a pitch to be able to get every customer on auto pay. I again use the assumption and close. Which debit or credit card you want your payments coming out of every single month? This is going to save you $9 per month on your bill. You tell customers that, they're going to stick with it. If they don't have a debit or credit card, that's one thing. But if they do, definitely recommend they put them on it with auto pay, because you'll see the main plan, your bread and butter all day is going to be your $50 rate plan. Push for 60 because that's more profit, but your bread and butter is going to be the $50 rate plan, or 58 with device protection. Don't even think 50s, think 58s, think 62s, right? Get in that mindset. Even on the 25, think 32 because I'm bundling device protection. You want your mindset to always bundle device protection, because that way when you're talking to customers, you'll say that unlimited talk, text, data plus protection for 58 a month or whatever the number is, right? Now you can see here on the $50 rate plan, it shows you 40 gigs of high speed. I just told you Rainbow gives 100, right? Because that is what is actually happening, but not advertised. So you see the 50 gigs, or the 40 gigs, that's what you want to tell your customers is the 40 gigs. Because you don't want to overpromise, underdeliver. But what I'm telling you, test it yourself. It's pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. So without auto pay, those prices go up, right? So if you have a customer and you're in your sales portal, say you're doing your first sales ever, you say, Adam, I don't even see a $50 rate plan. The only plan I see is 55. Well, that's because you don't have the customer enrolled in auto pay. That's the reason why. So make sure you've got the customer in auto pay, and that'll drop that plan down. Now, the add-a-line pricing on the $50 plan is $30 for line 2. So if you have 2 lines, $50 line 1, $30 line 2, right? So $80 for 2 lines, or if we do the math, $96 because we're bundling $8 device protection on both, which is $16. So I'm trying to build that habit to you guys to always think device protection. So 2 lines, technically $96 with device protection, right? And then the $60 unlimited plan gives you 50 gigs of high speed. And that is required again for that iPhone 13. To get the iPhone 13 promo, has to be on the $60 rate plan. Most phones don't require that. Like the Samsungs, the Motorola's, they can be on the $50 rate plan, $40 rate plan. They're okay. It's that iPhone 16 specifically that has to be on that, which is why important that you're looking at the device hot sheet, right? So you never make a mistake. And Elevate's pretty smart. If it sees you're not ringing up the right price, it won't give you the right price. So it does have some fail-safes built in there. If you compare Boost to our competition and you look at Cricket, Total, Metro, we have the best deal out there. There's no one that can touch what Boost is doing right now. In our rate plans, we have a 4 for 100. The key there is it has to be, one line has to be a port in and it has to be done at the same time. If it's not, you're looking at 4 for 120. The only time a customer can get 4 for 100, which is the best deal out there, is if they signed up 4 for 100 at the same time. So just want to make sure you guys were aware of that. And then this is what it looks like with that multi-line discount. So let's say your standard customer on the $50 rate plan, it's $50 line 1, $30 line 2. If it was 3 lines, that third line would be 30. You see here the 4 for 100 breakdown. It's showing you a little bit of a different view because how that stacks is a little different. If you happen to get the grail, what I like to call it, the 4 for 100 coming in with a port in the same time, how that flows is 50 line 1. 30 line 2, and then line 3 is only $10 more, and line 4 is only $10 more after that. You see here, your standard $50 rate plan. This is where I mentioned the first was 2 for $80 or 2 for $96 if we're talking device protection. 50 line 1, 30 line 2, 30 line 3. So customer wants 3 lines. You got 50 plus 30 is 80, plus another 3 is 90, 100, 110. And then when you get to that 4th line, from line 3 to line 4, only $10. So why am I emphasizing that? Well, if you ever have a 3-line deal, really push for that 4th, especially if it's a customer at the same customer coming in at the same time. But regardless, if it's a 3-line deal, no matter what the scenario is, doesn't matter if someone's paying their bill and they have 3 lines, you want to pitch that 4th line. It's only $10. So, oh, dude, you know you have 3 lines for only $10 a month? We can get you another line of service that's going to have unlimited talk, text data plus protection if you're pitching it. And it's only going to cost you that extra $10 or $18 per month. If you didn't do device protection on this line because your position as a home phone, I'm okay with that. But if you have 3 lines already, you know what? For only $10 a month, you get a 4th line of service. It could be like an emergency phone, like a home phone. Most people cut the landline. You throw this in the drawer. You always have a landline phone available for only $10 a month. Sound good? Right? And get that buy-in. Any questions on Boost's rate plans?
I don't have a question, but I really like that 4th line deal too. I've sold it under like someone running out of data just for a data device or a mobile hotspot unit.
That's very smart, very smart. So yes, $10 add-on they're getting, because that phone could be used as, because Boost is, they don't have the hotspot out there, right? But the Boost phones are used as a hotspot. So for $10, you have a phone that has a 35 gig hotspot. You turn your hotspot on, boom, now you have a wireless hotspot for $10. Very smart outside of the box thinking. I like that. I like that a lot. Very cool. And you'll see here line 5. Boost doesn't really talk about line 5, but rarely, sometimes people ask, could a customer get a 5th line? You could. You technically could. It'd be like an extra $30 extra, basically, on all the rate plans, or $40 on a 60, because a $60 rate plan, if you want to add a line to a 60, is technically $40. However, I don't want to confuse you. On the 60, you could do an add-a-line and add a line a $30 add-a-line. You just would get the less data, basically, right? You get the $50 rate plan data for the add-a-line instead of the $40 rate plan data. So 10 gigs less to data. Sorry if that was a little confusing, but basically just think $30 for the add-a-line on top of the 50. That's going to be your bread and butter majority of the time. All right. Now, promo pricing and inventory. Important you guys know your offers. Moto G 5G 2024 is out of stock. So it's these bottom 5 right here. Oops, skipped you. Bottom 5 right here. Know your offers and your plans. So you can see what plans these can go on. If you go with the $50 rate plan, you're pretty much safe for the Moto G Stylus 2024, Samsung A15, Samsung A16. All those on $50 rate plans would qualify for this pricing, which is for Moto G Stylus 2024, free on port, $49.99 new, or a non-port, $25 upgrade. Huge seller. If you don't have it, order it. That phone also only $19.99 on an add-a-line. Bill payment customers. Whenever you have a customer coming in to pay a bill, that's an opportunity for you to get a sale. Don't ever clerk a payment. When a customer comes in to pay a bill, you can offer them, hey, congratulations, Mr. Customer. We actually have a deal right now. You can add a line of service and you can get a Moto G Stylus for 2024, only $19.99 for that device. Is there anyone in your family who might need to add a line of service? Pitch that add a line to every customer walking in your door. All right. Are you guys all good on these phones? Do you guys have these ordered up? Do you have these in stock? Any questions on this?
All stocked up here.
Love it. If you don't, this is what you want to order. This. What was that? Go ahead.
Stocked up.
Love it. Love it. Okay. All right, let's move on. Now, so as you can kind of see your pricing, they do have this. All these slides are directly from the promo deck. The promo deck, which is available when you guys are in Elevate. Again, you have the one that says Hot Sheet, one that says Promo Deck. Click on Promo Deck in Elevate. You're going to see these same slides that I'm showing you guys right here. So I'm saying it's very important that you guys are looking at that stuff. But here's the other phones out there. It tells you the rate plans they have to go on, port and non-port. So this is what this has done is basically it's just simplified the device hot sheet for you. Made it easier to read, makes it not so overwhelming, and they simplified it for you in that promo deck. Now, also, when you're selling, think about bundle selling. So if you are a dealer out there and you have an iPhone 13 or a vendor that you can get iPhone 15s, what's better than selling one phone? Sell two. Take advantage of offering 2 phones. One of the best practices that are out there, use your social media campaigns, promote Attention, Boost Nation. Celebrate the holidays with a gift guaranteed to bring you closer together to your loved ones. Contact us today to get the best iPhone offer in the industry. With Boost Mobile, get 2 iPhone 13s for under $200. Send us a message to schedule your appointment today. Copy and paste that, guys. Throw it in your social media. How does the math work on that? Okay, let's go back to the iPhone 13. Well, iPhone 13 is going to be $49.99 for 2 iPhone 13s, right? So you're at $49.99, $49.99. You're at $100. Now let's go to your rate plans. What did those rate plans cost when we were talking about sharing? Well, we're talking 2 lines. We're at 50 for line 1. I'm sorry, 50 for line 1, 30 for line 2. This is without device protection just to make this talk track quicker for time. So 2 lines here is $80. The 2 phones cost you $100. So now we're at $180. Now we're charging a $20 setup fee instead of the $35. So I'm taking a hit on the setup fee. I'm taking a $15 hit because I want someone that's going to pull customers in, and I am counting on the volume that I'm going to get is going to make up for that $15 hit. So am I giving a discount? Yes, because I want to be able to say $199.99. Technically, you could still hit that amount. And charge a full setup fee, because if those customers pay their bill on time, they will get those bill credits to bring that $50 price down to free. So technically you could. It's up to you. This is just the best practice that I'm telling for you guys on how to sell, how to promote, how to get customers in, why it's important to have these phones. These phones that can cost more to stock, it's so important because this is what customers want. This phone's $629.99 to stock. I get it. It's expensive, right? Get 2 of them, it costs you $1,500. Something you guys should know, though, once you sell a phone, if it's a new activation, you get reimbursed within a week. So that money isn't out there floating too long. Within a week of a new activation, you get that money back, really like 3 to 5 days. So get the funds up, get these in stock, offer this promotion. You'll see these start flipping quick, and your bankroll is going to order. You can order more and more. And you're welcome. You're welcome for the idea, because it's a great one. Okay, so now we got 12:31, so I'm going to fly through these next couple slides for you guys because I know your time is important here. So the best phone to sell is going to be what's in inventory. We just went over the top selling devices, all the promo pricing. Make sure you guys have these in stock. Make sure you have your SIMs in stock as well. How do you get the information? Yes, go ahead.
It's not showing on my pricing that you can do that with the $50. Okay, yeah, right here it must be on 60. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that 200 was with the 50 plan, right?
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, so we wouldn't be able to do that deal then.
For the iPhone 13. Oh, I see what you're saying. For the math wise, because it has to be on 60. You're right. So you have to eat the whole fee. Thank you for saying that. You're right. So you're right. You're at 60. Well, okay, let's do the math.
Like 20.
You can do 60. You can do a $30 add-a-line, right? Because I said you can mix and match. So you're at 60 and 30. You're at 90. Your equipment's at 100. You're at 190. So yeah. So you'd be eating $25 of your setup fee, but you could still get there. Would just be eating a little more of your setup fee. You'd be 2 iPhone 13s, $60 rate plan, $30 add-a-line. You're at 190. You're charging a $10 setup fee. You're eating 25 of your setup fee. But you could also rationalize that and say, yeah, but you're actually getting an additional $50 credit and charge that setup fee and say, once you get those credit back, you're going to get 50 on the back end, which brings you under 200. So you can semantics, play with the words. Okay, how do you get information from XYZ company? So when you're going to find you're doing your first sales, if you're a new rep and you're doing your first support, everything's going smooth. Oh, wait, I need your PIN, right? So there is a website here, and you'll get these as you start doing more kind of the shortcuts of how do you get them. But I do have 2 of the biggest ones, Cricket and T-Mobile, on here. How you get a customer's account number and PIN from those carriers. It's going to be handy when you're porting over. And then the links on top here that has a bunch of other carriers listed for you as well. So this is what your Elevate looks like. This is the where do I go to. This is where I was telling you, when you guys go into your Elevate, everything that I just showed you is at your fingertips. The Boost You is going to be right there in your Elevate. Guided Sales Flow, where you activate, right here in your Elevate. Promo Overview, the promo deck that I just talked about, right here. Device Hot Sheet that we looked at, right here. So everything I just trained you guys on is all at your fingertips. It's all right here. Your Xfinity activations would be here as well. So they made this very easy for you guys to find it. You just want to get in there, get your training classes done. Guided Sales Flow can do a lot of stuff out there. I did want to call out a couple things that can't be done in the Guided Sales Flow. Any time a customer wants to change their phone number, if they want to change their email, they have to go through customer care for that. To restart a rate plan, if it's in the middle of a billing cycle, they have to go through customer care for that as well. Because you want to have a list on stuff that you can do in Guided Sales Flow. If you need help on Elevate. They do actually have calls every Monday at 11 Central, 12 Eastern. But Elevate does have their own training calls in case you want additional training just in more depth on Elevate. In addition to that, there are trainings online as well. Now, the sales method, they are tweaking to a great sales method. It was Guru, it is now Great. Great stands for greet your customers, recognize your customers' needs, engage with your customers, advise them of their solution, and then transact and ring it up, right? So this is kind of real quick, just what you guys want to do with all your customers that are coming in. You want to greet them within 10 seconds of them coming into your door. If you don't greet your customers and at least acknowledge them, they're going to get upset quickly, and they're more likely to turn and walk out of your door. Oh, the store's busy. I'll come back later. Will they come back? I don't know. If you greet that customer within 10 seconds, they're more likely to stay. So greet your customers. Recognize why they're in your store. Ask opening-ended questions. What brings you in today? What did you like about your previous provider? What did you not like? How do you use your phone in a typical day? Ask those customers so that you can then get that engagement with the customer and find out what you want to offer to them. So engage with them, listen to what they have to say, and then reiterate to them. So based on what you told me, a high quality camera and strong battery life is really important to you, correct? Based on that, I advise you go with the iPhone 15 or whatever you're recommending, right? You're going to be the expert. So advise the customer their solution. Advising them is going to increase your close rate by 25 to 30% because you're an expert. Them just looking on their own, they're shopping blind, right? You direct them, you give them, hey, this is the phone I use. Here's my experience. They're going to believe that. So show the customer the phone you recommend and why you recommend it, and then transact. Ring it up, guys. Make sure you're putting everything in there, that you are maximizing on your sale. You want to get accessories with every sale, cases, screen protectors, everything that you can think of. Thank the customer and ask for referrals as well. Don't forget to also maybe ask for a 5-star Google review. The best advertising is word of mouth. Hey, if I gave you great service today, would you mind giving us a 5-star Google review? It really means a lot to us. And if you could use my name for people coming to talk to me, I'd really appreciate it. If you build those relationships, customers are going to come in and wait for just you. They're going to work for just you. So it's a great way for customers to make your store the go-to destination. All right. Now, I know that we are a little bit over time, but I do have one more giveaway for you guys. So if someone can tell me the 3 of the top 5 selling devices right now that I said you have to have in stock will win this wireless charging stand for mobile phones. So a wireless charging stand, just set your phone in, it just charges it up. No need to plug it in. Pretty snazzy. All right. So who? I don't know who got first. I don't know who. Did anyone see who got that first? All right, I got a number in mind. It'll be closest to. I got Angel and Tyler. Tyler, it's 1 through 10. Go ahead.
6.
It's 6, Angel. You don't even have a chance. It was 6. I'm sorry. It's 6. Angel, we got you next time, though. It was 6, so that's why I didn't even have to get the guess. Okay, well, you still have to get it right. Okay, go ahead, Tyler. 3 of the top 5.
iPhone 13, iPhone 15, and Moto Stylus.
Can you be more specific on that stylus?
The Moto G Stylus 5G 2024.
Nailed it. Perfect. Tyler, what store are you at?
I am at the Jackson Cooper store today.
Okay.
Hey, Adam, just an FYI, both of the winners were from Buzz Wireless. Woot, woot, Buzz Wireless. Great job.
Thanks, Chris. Angel, do you work for Buzz Wireless too?
What's up, Chris?
Yes, I do.
What's up, big
Oh, you do? That's crazy. Okay. All right. Well, hey, you guys, so that's it. Thanks. I know it's a little bit over. I do just want to ask real quick, is there anything that we didn't cover on this call that you guys want to see more of next time or more in depth for next training call?
You can always send suggestions to your DCI rep, and we'll get them to Adam as well.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm doing this for you guys. So whatever you guys want to hear is what I want to cover for you. So if there's anything I'm missing or anything you guys want, just let me know, and I got you. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I really appreciate your time. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. And Chris, I'll send you over the deck in case any of you guys want it. You can forward it over to him.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.